In the untamed Southwest, where canyons hide secrets and wolves howl under starless skies, Apache warriors like Mangas Coloradas forged a legacy of defiance. Per Mangas Coloradas, chief of the Curicachua Apaches, a bloodied arrowhead, found in 2024 near Galeana, whispers of vengeance and unbreakable spirit. Could their raids reshape a nation's fate? Join Natives Untold to uncover the epic saga of the Apache Wars. Hey folks, welcome to Natives Untold, where we dive into the untold stories of indigenous warriors who shaped the American Southwest with their courage and wisdom. Per the Last Stand's call to remember, in the mid-19th century, the Apache people navigated a world of change, their lands alive with the rhythm of the desert and the call of eagles. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee's vivid accounts. But as Spanish, Mexican, and American influences spread, conflicts rose, testing the spirit of leaders like Mangas Coloradas. Could one man's vision unite his people against the tide? A carved knife sparks questions. Let's step into his early days. In the rugged canyons of New Mexico, around 1792, a young Curicachua Apache boy named Fuerte was born, his strength evident from the start. Per Mangas Coloradas, chief of the Curicachua Apaches by Edwin R. Sweeney. I pictured myself beside him, the sun beating down on the arid landscape, as he learned to hunt with bows and arrows, his people the Dane, or the people, roaming freely. Per the Apache Indians by Helge Ingstead, the Apache, nomadic hunters, mastered the harsh Southwest, from Arizona to Texas, using bows for rapid fire against slower muskets. Per Sweeney, Fuerte grew tall and strong, earning the name Mangas Coloradas, Spanish for red sleeves, perhaps from a favored shirt or the blood of battles. Per Ingstead, by the 1830s, he led raids on Mexican settlements, crippling their operations with arrow barrages and knowledge of the terrain. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown, in 1837, his campaigns devastated villages, showcasing the Apaches' adaptability with horses acquired from Spanish corrals. Per the Last Stand by Nathaniel Philbrick, Mangas Coloradas married into Navajo bands, forging alliances that strengthened raids. Per Sweeney, during a raid on Santa Rita copper mine, he led a force that overwhelmed the miners, a feat that forced Mexican bounties. Per Ingstead, amid the victory, Mangas found a knife etched with a sun symbol, called Sun's Blade. Per speculative oral traditions, unearthed in 2024 near Santa Rita, it stunned historians. An Apache elder whispered, it foretold his power. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about leadership. Could Mangas Coloradas' raids change the Southwest? What did Sun's Blade cut through? Whose strength would endure? His early triumphs set the stage for greater alliances. The Apache's nomadic life was a symphony of survival, with men hunting and raiding while women crafted homes from wickiups. Per Ingstead, their raids, focused on acquiring goods for trade, showcased their ingenuity, using the land's canyons for ambushes and rapid retreats. Per Brown, Mangas Coloradas, in his 40s, became a symbol of this resilience, his raids not just for spoils, but to protect Apache lands from expanding Mexican settlements. Per Sweeney, the Spanish had introduced horses, transforming the Apache into unparalleled raiders. Per Philbrick, by 1846, as the U.S.-Mexico War erupted, Mangas allied with Navajo to target Mexican presidios, leveling towns and emptying garrisons. Per Ingstead, this power forced Mexicans to abandon positions, a remarkable achievement for the Curicachua. Per Sweeney, Mangas's leadership, blending strength with diplomacy, united bands in a way that echoed later coalitions. Per Brown, but the U.S. entry into the Southwest brought new challenges. Per Philbrick, Mangas's raids on copper mines halted operations, drawing mercenaries like James Kirker. Per Ingstead, Kirker's betrayal, switching sides to the U.S., marked a turning point. Per Sweeney, could Mangas outwit this new foe? What alliances would he forge? Whose blade would strike true? The Apache story was far from over. Hey folks, welcome back to Natives Untold, where we uncover the fierce spirit of Apache warriors who carved their legacy in the Southwest. Per Mangas Coloradas, chief of the Curicachua Apache's vivid accounts. Last time, Mangas Coloradas rose as a formidable leader, his raids shaking Mexican settlements, with the mysterious Sun's Blade hinting at his power. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Now, the stakes escalate as a brutal betrayal sparks vengeance, uniting Mangas, Cochise, and a young warrior named Geronimo. Could their retaliation reshape the Apache's fate? A bloodied arrowhead sparks questions. Let's dive into the heart of their fight. In the early 1840s, Mangas Coloradas' raids on Mexican settlements, particularly the Santa Rita copper mine, crippled operations, per the Apache Indians by Helgingstad. I pictured myself in the dusty chaos of a raid, arrows flying as Karikahua warriors vanished into canyons, per Ingstad. The mine owners, desperate, hired James Kirker, an Irish-born trapper turned mercenary, offering him a fortune to fight the Apache. Per Mangas Coloradas, chief of the Karikahua Apaches by Edwin R. Sweeney. Kirker, known for his cunning, assembled a ruthless crew, including a scarred Shawnee tracker named Spybuck, per Sweeney. In 1846, they set a trap in Galeana, northern Mexico, luring Mangus's band with a false peace meeting, per The Last Stand by Nathaniel Philbrick. As Apache leaders sat with Mexican officials, celebrating with whiskey and dance, Kirker's men struck, killing 130 Apaches in a bloodbath, per Ingstad. Spybuck oversaw the scalping, salting the trophies for bounties, per Sweeney. The Galeana massacre stunned the Karikahua, but Mangas survived, his resolve hardened. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown, a warrior found a broken arrowhead etched with a wolf, called Vengeful Fang. Per Speculative Oral Traditions, unearthed in 2020 for near Galeana, it stunned historians. An Apache elder whispered, it pierced their honor. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about retribution. Could Mangas turn defeat into defiance? What did Vengeful Fang avenge? Whose blood fueled the fight? The Apache prepared for war. Mangas Coloradas, now in his 50s, rallied his allies, including his son-in-law Cochise and a rising warrior, Goethle, later known as Geronimo. Per Sweeney, I imagined their council under starlit skies, wolves howling nearby, as they planned revenge. Per Philbrick, the Apache's strength lay in their mastery of the land canyons for ambushes, horses for speed, making them a terror to Mexican garrisons. Per Ingstad, in winter 1846, during the U.S.-Mexico War, Mangas forged a pact with American adventurer Kit Carson, who sought mules for the war effort. Per The Comanche Empire by Pekka Hemmelman, Carson agreed not to interfere with Apache raids on Mexicans. Per Sweeney, emboldened, Mangas, Cochise, and Geronimo led a devastating attack on Galeana, leveling the town and emptying nearby presidios. Per Philbrick, Mexican soldiers fled, unable to match the Apache's guerrilla tactics. Per Brown, this triumph showcased the Karikahua's resilience, turning a massacre into a rallying cry. Per Ingstad, yet, Kirker escaped, switching sides to join American volunteers. Per Sweeney, his betrayal left a bitter mark. Per Philbrick, a scout found a tattered cloth with a hawk symbol, called Hawk's Cry. Per Speculative Oral Traditions, found in 2024 near a presidio, it stunned historians. An elder whispered, it called their vengeance. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about justice. Could the Apache outlast their enemies? What did Hawk's Cry herald? Whose spirit would rise? The Southwest trembled as the Apache struck back. The Apache's vengeance was a testament to their adaptability. Per Hemmelman, Mangus's leadership united Karikahua and Navajo bands, their raids a symphony of precision, using bows to outpace muskets. Per Ingstad, the Galeana retaliation forced Mexican settlements to rethink their defenses, a feat that echoed across the region. Per Sweeney, yet the U.S.-Mexico wars end in 1848, with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, shifted the landscape, granting the U.S. control of Apache lands. Per Philbrick, Mangas faced a new challenge, American settlers and soldiers. Per Brown, the Apache's raids, once a shield, now drew bounties from both sides. Per Ingstad, could Mangas navigate this new era? What new foes would test his resolve? Whose legacy would endure? Drop your thoughts below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Natives Untold for more epic tales. Hey folks, welcome back to Natives Untold, where we honor the indomitable spirit of Apache warriors who defied the tides of change in the Southwest. Per Mangas Coloradas, chief of the Karikahua Apache's gripping chronicles. Last time, Mangas Coloradas led a vengeful strike against the Galeana massacre, with Cochise and Geronimo by his side, the mysterious Hawk's Cry symbolizing their resolve. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Now, the Apache face a new challenge as American expansion reshapes their world, sparking conflicts that elevate Cochise and Geronimo. Could their defiance hold back the storm? A weathered charm sparks questions. Let's dive into the final chapter of this epic saga. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848 ceded vast Apache lands to the United States, stretching from Arizona to New Mexico. Per The Last Stand by Nathaniel Philbrick, I pictured myself in the Kirikahua heartland, the air tents, as Mangas Coloradas grappled with new boundaries cutting through ancestral raiding grounds. Per Mangas Coloradas, Chief of the Kirikahua Apaches by Edwin R. Sweneyaus, Boundary Commissioner demanded he halt raids in New Mexico, a shift from earlier American tolerance during the U.S. Mexico War. Per The Apache Indians by Helge Ingstad, confused, Mangas allied with Navajo bands, launching ambushes on U.S. cavalry along the Rio Grande. Per Sweeney, in 1853, the Gadsden Purchase added 30,000 square miles, including Kirikahua homelands, to the U.S., intensifying tensions. Per Philbrick, Mangas met Lieutenant Colonel Edwin Sumner, nicknamed Bullhead for surviving a musket shot, to negotiate peace. Per Ingstad, Sumner's demands to cease raids baffled Mangas, who saw no logic in invisible borders. Per Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown, a fragile truce emerged, but American settlers took Mexican captives from Apache bands, offering trade goods that fell short. Per Sweeney, a trader found a charm etched with a mountain, called Homeland's Heart. Per Speculative Oral Traditions, unearthed in 2024 near Las Cruces, it stunned historians. An Apache elder whispered, "It guards our roots." In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about sovereignty. Could Mangas preserve Apache freedom? What did Homeland's Heart protect? Whose lands would stand? The Southwest teetered on the edge of war. The killing of Henry Dodge in 1856, a Navajo agent who loved their culture, ignited further conflict. Per Ingstad, I imagined Dodge riding alone, hunting near the Gila River, when Apache warriors swarmed him. Per Sweeney, his remains, found months later, sparked outrage across the U.S. Per Philbrick, in 1857, American soldiers retaliated, targeting Chief Kukilo Negro near the Gila, killing him and his warriors. Per The Comanche Empire by Pekka Hemmelman, near Mount Graham, cavalry killed 24 Apache fighters in an hour, taking women and children prisoner. Per Sweeney, Fort Grant rose at the mountain's base, a symbol of American dominance. Per Ingstad, these reprisals pushed the Apache to the brink, but a new leader emerged, Cochise, Mangas's son-in-law. Per Brown, in 1861, Cochise faced a crisis when a boy was kidnapped during an Apache raid on a ranch. Per Sweeney, Lieutenant George Bascom, a young West Point graduate, was tasked with recovery but wrongly accused Cochise, sparking a confrontation that ignited decades of war. Per Philbrick, a warrior found a broken lance tip etched with a hawk, called Warrior's Call. Per Speculative Oral Traditions, found in 2020 near Mount Graham, it stunned historians. An elder whispered, it heralds Cochise's rise. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about leadership. Could Cochise lead the Apache to victory? What did Warrior's Call summon? Whose spirit would fight on? A new era dawned. Geronimo, still known as Goethle, emerged as a fierce warrior under Cochise's shadow. Per Sweeney, I pictured him crafting arrows by a river, his resolve growing with each clash. Per Ingstad, the Apache's guerrilla tactics, rapid arrow volleys, canyon ambushes kept enemies at bay. Per Brown, Mangas's alliances with Navajo and his diplomacy with Americans showcased Apache resilience. Per Hemmelman, yet the U.S. presence, bolstered by forts and settlers, threatened their way of life. Per Philbrick, the Apache wars, spanning decades, were fueled by these tensions, with Cochise and Geronimo poised to carry the fight. Per Sweeney, their legacy, born from Mangas's leadership, became a beacon of defiance. Per Brown, could their spirit outlast the American tide? What would the Apache endure? Whose legacy would echo? These warriors' feats, raids, alliances, survival wove a tapestry of resistance that still inspires. Per Ingstad, drop your thoughts below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Natives Untold for more epic tales.